Our Casper player starts things off at the bottom left of the map in red. We have our Zerg. He's down a map. Starting for Samsung Khan.
Samsung Khan, Ro.
Row your boat gently down the stream. Maybe you can take out game number 2 slowly but steadily here against this player from the team Startail. His ID is the name of a nuke in Korean.
Startail, hack.
And Hack with a good start in the series. So far, as mentioned before, only one Casper player advancing. Let's find out if the second one is able to at least force game number 3. A lot of waypoints there.
Every Terran player does this when they wait to make their barracks at 12. I do that too. I mean, there's nothing else to do. What's the SV's not? He doesn't have time to go back to the mineral line. You know, it's this feeling sometimes you have where you're like, you get a little bit of free time. But you're like, I can't use this really. I guess I'm just gonna wait. Maybe check my text messages.
Optimize your mineral line.
I guess I could have been doing that. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's one thing. I like to make the SCV dance though.
The hatch first, of course, for Aurora. No compromises here. Straight for the hatch as we used in the Zerg vs Terran matchup. That's exactly what he should do. I'm more interested about what Hack is going to do in this match now. Will we see the same transition as earlier? Will he go for a little bit more of an aggressive build?
That's the question. And gas coming down for Roro here. That's a little bit aggressive, possibly.
Gas before pool, actually. So he's playing this a little bit more greedy than usual. And at the same time, we can already see that he does not want to rely on the same opening that he used on Ahana. He's not going for a very queen-heavy build, but starting with the gas here. This could get interesting. Let's see how aggressive he wants to be.
The Overlord took a peek. The Marine wants to punish him for it, but doesn't have the opportunity.
Those Marines would really love jetpacks.
Yeah, so would the SCVs to go up there and mine those crystals. I guess those crystals just cannot be, you know, they're a different type of currency, so they don't mine those.
I miss the Duke Nukem jetpack. I really do. That was so great. You could hunt Overlords the entire day.
Do you know when the sequel's coming out?
That will take forever. I was waiting for
forever, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for this game for so long, for years. I mean, I played Duke Nukem 3D when it came out, and I have to say that I've never, ever once played Duke Nukem Forever because basically everyone told me that the game is not really all that good and that they took too many of these things away that I really loved about the original. It was a sad day.
I only played the original one. I never beat it, actually.
What?
I never beat it. I didn't own it, so I had to borrow it from friends in order to play it.
Isn't it free to download?
Actually...
Well, you definitely know what you're doing tonight.
Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah. Yeah. Yes. It's gonna be a good night.
You've never seen the outro of Duke Nukem 3D? What he does?
No.
When he faces the end boss in the football stadium?
Don't spoil it. Now I gotta...
Okay, you at least look up a YouTube video.
Well, I'm gonna beat the game.
Hey, hail to the king, baby, okay? That's all I have to say here.
I didn't know it was free, actually.
I think it is. I'm not quite sure.
If it's not, I mean, I can afford it.
You have to.
I will just... I guess so. His brain's gonna be careful. That supply depot's gonna explode. Oh,
thank God it was neutral.
They're so lucky.
Look at this tech timing for Aurora. He's going straight for the lair tech, a very early one, doing a bit of a seal here in life. And at this point, the bunker placement, of course, great here for Hack. And this is exactly why, if those Lynx try to run up the ramp, they will be killed, all of them, because the wall is blocked. But this looks like we have. Actually, on this map, a Mutalisk opening.
Yeah.
Infestors are a lot more like the usual, or a lot more used on this map. But with how aggressively he's taking those additional gases and now he's teching as well. If we see a few spine crawlers right now, that's the first one. This is definitely going to be Mutalisks.
And Mutas are great against this type of Blue Flame Hellion opener because you've got double factories producing Hellions, and Hellions can't fight Mutas, and there it is. Nice position as well. Will not be seen by a scan.
Yeah, the problem is, though, that Blue Flame is now being researched, and the Hellions are already on the map, so he needs something to deal with them, and he only has 2 Queens and not a lot of Zerglings.
Yeah, getting one Spine Crawler up right now as well as using a Macro Hatch to help wall. But you're right, he doesn't have too much for these, and the Hellion count is growing by the second.
He's actually a little bit lucky that he's scouting for the third first, that he's not trying to get right into the mineral line, because now he might retreat. Yep, he does it. He sees what's going on. Nice bet, by the way, with a creep on the Overlord. He wants to make sure that those queens have the opportunity to force the Hellions back a little bit further. That's actually well done. So it has a nice touch to it.
Not enough players using Overlords for creep, I think, as they should be. The Hellion count steadily increasing now up to 9. And he has stopped Hellion production off of his reactor factory, which is kind of weird to me, but I suppose that he will probably start siege tanks very soon, getting a third command center.
He has a lot of Hellions, and if you think about it, the Blue Flame Hellion upgrade is done. So either he can sneak in, or he has Medivacs now. He can also just lift into the main base of his opponent.
He's going to try to force his way through here, but there's a lot of wings. Oh, he gets through, and this is 2 times in a row a problem for Roro.
The Mutalisks are being built now. He already spotted the Spire. Immediately starts his engineering bay. But yep, by drones. 10 of them already dead. Not as devastating as the last game, but well, he's not done yet.
Yeah, he's not done at all.
14, 15 in total. But losing a fair amount of Hellion as well. Something we should not forget here.
That's a lot of resources lost. And there's really no answer for the Mutas. He's got 7 Marines and a Medivac on the map. Turrets just now, like right now being started, not when he saw the Spire, but now, NOW.
Yeah, he didn't have the engineering bay. He started the engineering bay immediately. But now he has a Viking on the map in a few seconds, and the Viking will help him to kite those a little bit. Of course, he can't do too much. The Viking will basically just die way too soon. But how many SCVs is he able to take down?
That's what we're about to find out. He forced the cancer, actually even kills it.
This could be too much. Here comes the Viking and the missile turret. Does a lot of damage here. Wow, he tries to defend it. But look at this. He actually killed a fair amount of units.
Yeah, he really did. He lost a few mutas as well to the turret. I thought that was a bit scary, but the Ling follow-up with this as well is a big problem. He has really no answer. Throwing away the Hellions makes him vulnerable here because Lings and mutas together can break this bunker.
We have now Blue Flame Hellion drop in the main base, and this is doing damage. Now the Mutalisks are out of position. The Zergling's not going to be enough, and this is doing a lot of damage here. But the Zerglings force the Hellions into a corner, and those 2 Mutalisks can do some damage. 22 Harvesters killed in total now against 13, but Hack is slowly and steadily falling behind in overall supply, and Roro is looking strong.
Thor
He took a gamble. He took a bit of a risk with this opening, but he was rewarded.
Yeah, and the Thor is out. This is going to make this a little bit easier to defend, but it's not going to be useful against the Zerglings on the ground, for example.
Knock.
Yeah, who's there?
Thor is here.
Ah, okay.
The Mutalisks like,
no. I'm like, Thor is here who? This is not...
Repair in time.
Yeah. He did lose a lot of SCVs, though. Worker count now down to 32. Oh, going to lose the Hellions on the map as well. Hat cannot catch a break in this game.
At this point, he's just falling further behind in supply. It's very hard for him to take a third base. It's basically impossible. And we have too much for Roro on the map. Of course, those Thors are now really important. This is the one thing that his entire army composition centers around. He needs them. But I like how Roro is actually using the Mutalisks here, taking down a refinery and therefore limiting the gas for Hack, which is also important to him now.
And the presence he has with these mutas is threatening as well. Hack can no longer drop. Can't go for any... I mean, you can't use the Blue Flame Hellions anymore, basically. Not on the ground, not in the air. It's too risky. It's a liability. And the mutas aren't going to be able to attack the main base, but he's got Hack stuck a little bit here. A little bit surprised he didn't go for a big attack with the Lings. Now it's too late. It's not going to work, but I think he could have actually taken control of the natural if he did it a little bit sooner.
Hack has no gas, well, he has 1 gas at the natural, but this is definitely something that he needs to change because right now he's a little bit low on, well, he's basically low on minerals and gas, but he needs the refinery and there he takes it. The problem for him is now, of course, as mentioned earlier, the third. Roro has map control now, and he is taking his third base. He might as well also start a 4th, but at this point, he can't really afford it just yet. He needs to increase his drone count, which is what he does now. And, yeah, he just tries to make sure that there's nothing else dying, but those Mutalisks are a huge help now.
By the way, Hack he's starting to close the gap in supply right now. And I think that with all these barracks powered up, he can definitely potentially pull a comeback. Part of the thing that's helped him so much here is he's had that 3rd orbital for so long.
This army composition that he uses is very interesting. This is something that we've seen Marine King use a few months ago. I think like half a year ago, maybe a little bit longer. I think it was at the end of 2011. An army that centers around blue flame Hellions and Thors, but also has a lot of Marines in the composition. This is very strong and very hard to deal with. I remember that we saw this style on Bolshevik, for example, used against Lenog, and Lenog was completely helpless against the composition.
Yeah, this can actually catch you off guard if you fight this army wrong just one time. You fly your news in the wrong direction. I mean, you'll regret it. It's going to be a moment you will never forget. And this could be that moment. He does get the Muse out there. They almost stacked up. And that Overseer, I could not be more dead.
Vikings really suck against Mutalisks. But on the other hand, if you combine them with Marines and with Thors, they are actually quite decent to keep the Mutalisks at bay, because they have just such a huge range. So if you only go for Viking composition in order to take down your opponent's Mutalisk, you will find yourself in a spot where you lose everything. But if you combine this, it's a pretty cool idea.
It is, yeah. You can pick off some of the retreating Mutalisks, and also it makes the Mutalisk player less flexible when they're flying around. It's like, well, if you just keep flying around, you're trying to find an opening, you're taking damage the whole time. You have to really commit or just stay away. You can't hesitate.
And I actually can't remember ever seeing a Terran player using Vikings in this fashion against Mutalisks. I like this quite a lot. You can use it against the against Overlords later on. And this is actually really cool. Now a huge attack at the third of Hack, but Hack is just moving in right now. He doesn't pay attention to his units though. He lost every single blue Flame Hellion that he had.
And he may lose all of his Marines if he's not careful.
Nice in time.
That was very close. Still losing a lot of them, but he will be able to kill a third. Meanwhile, his bunker is holding strong a little bit longer, but not too much longer. He needs more tanks out, but he does not have them.
The space race is not going well for Hack. He's moving in once again, but we have another base for Roro to the left side. He already has his fort up, and this force for our Kesper Zerg is really, really strong. The army supply is now 80 in favor of Roro against 63. And he's just trying to move back and catch the Hack's retreating army.
Exactly. And with all these lings on the map, I think he's just going to sandwich Hack here. Going for the tanks first. This is so important. Gets one of them. Oh, wow. Gets a Thor at the back as well.
Yeah, the Thor dies, and Hack is now down to 93 supply. The third base to the left side of the map is so important now for Roro. He's playing good. He's playing really well.
Yeah. He's got Hack in a very stressful position now. Hack's lifted his third. He's just now landing his natural again. And the attack is not over. Here we go. Lings lead the charge. Oh, the Banelings hesitate. He could have done more here, but because of his hesitation, Hack is actually going to be able to push us back and secure his third now.
And of course, Roro immediately restarts his expansion at the third position. But he's moving in now once again, and this time the Vikings don't retreat, and now they die immediately. And he's moving in at the natural.
Now the natural is very exposed right now. He's got no units. He's losing more and more SCVs here.
Running into the main base too. Taking down the Marines. Trying to bully his way through here. Using a few of them now to just run past the barracks and attack from two sides. But it's a little bit too late to do too much damage, but still. Now the damage has been done, basically.
Exactly. He's going to take out the siege tank, a Thor, all the SCVs at the third base. Even the medevacs are being 1-8 over. They may be able to take one of those out, decides to fly away, but Hack's down now to 23 workers to 73. That's a 50 worker deficit.
Top left, another base for Roro. He's already on 4. He's adding a 5th, and this is just stressful for Hack. He's on half the supply of his opponent. As you just said, his worker count is at 23. Yes, he has mules. Yes, he has 3 orbitals, but still, this is a very dire situation to be in. And now the hive tech for Roro moving in with the Zerglings once again, but the siege tank forces him back.
Yeah, and this time he's going to trap them. This is unfortunate for Roro, but it's not going to be too big of a problem. He has money to spend. He's going to kill more SCVs here, and this trade is fine for him.
Another base, another attack at the third base of Hack, and we have a drop now at the left side. Here come the Zergling, actually a few of them, no, not burrowed. About the Infestor transition, that is something that will really give Hack something to think about.
It's definitely going to give him at least a minor headache as he tries to move across the map, because now he has to be scared of all the Lings that are out. He never has a big enough army to fight the Speedlings head-on. They surround him and kill his units. With the Infestor support as well, it makes sure that the Lings will be able to kill whatever they find.
The Samsung Calm player is really showing a great game here. He's at 152 supply against 90 now, and he is, as mentioned before, on 5 bases, adding another one. He will be on 6 bases. His Hive Tech is also done, so he can start with a Great Aspire, all with an Infestation, with the Ultralisk Cavern here. And it's a little bit scary. Of course, our Terran is on 3 now, but still, he's running out of minerals in his main base. He has only 2 mining bases, and this is something that Hack will not be comfortable with. Upgrades +2/+2 being started. This is actually where Hack is doing quite well.
He's coming across the map again. And he's got Vikings and a few Marines leading the charge, but even with all these siege tanks here, all Roar has to do is set up a flank, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. Actually going for the counterattack instead. Either way, it's going to be tough for Hack to move forward.
+3/+3 now being started for Roro. He had to wait earlier for his upgrades. Sorry for the Hive upgrade. And more units at the natural now. Moving in, taking down the bunker, moving into the mineral line. And this harvester count is once again just being diminished. 25 harvesters left. He's moving into the base, takes down the siege tank. There are not enough Marines. He can't kill the turret. And there is just too much. Hack is on the map trying to kill the bases of his opponent, but he can't defend his main.
There's just way too much damage being done here. Even though Hack is approaching taking out one of the bases of Roar, he's got 2 more satellite bases on the edges of the map. So even if he loses Hack, it's not going to be too big of a deal. He already pulled his drones away from there.
12 SCVs left, 11, 10. This income is non-existent anymore. He has to rely completely on mules. That's all he's got.
Hack now down to 46 supply, 3 tanks, 17 Marines left. GG.
Hack now. Wow, he didn't like that at all, did he?